With a hunting success rate of about 60%, the black-footed cat is the most deadliest cat on the face of the earth. So, lions, tigers, bears, oh my, y'all better step your games up. Breakfast, boys. We got, there we go. We got the bowl. We've got 6 eggs. We ran out of beef, so we've just got more eggs. But I don't need ketchup with this because I actually like eggs with cheese. And also I got coffee. This coffee mug. I wish my coffee was as strong as Patrick. For sale on my Printify. Link in description. But we gotta eat. Today is a squat day. Working up to 665, 2x5. And then we got some drop sets, or not drop sets, but like I guess they are drop sets. No, they're not drop sets. Reduced load sets. I'm new to this new terminology. They are lighter weight sets for more volume to fill up the cup of the Prolepins chart. So that's what we got going on today. We've got to fuel that. We've got this breakfast. We've got some carbs that we're gonna have to consume after this foreplay, for lack of a better term. And then, boys, we're taking Buddy for a walk. And we've got the carbs for this meal, which is 150 grams of waffles, which is about 4 waffles, and 40 grams of maple syrup. I know what you're thinking. Oh, man, I can just eat waffles and maple syrup and get big and strong. No, I gave you the measurements that I'm eating so that you guys don't just eat like an unattended child at a birthday party. Buddy! So, don't just eat whatever you feel. There's no such thing as a bad food. There's just bad food you just gotta eat everything in moderation. Measure everything you eat, track your calories, track your macros, and you'll be off to a great start. And then you kind of like push and pull things to make sure that you've got the correct everything to support your goals. So, I have waffles. There it is. Because that's what fits in here. I'm supposed to have, technically, and I'm allowed to make this adjustment, I'm supposed to have 2 bagels with 40 grams of honey. So you can kind of see how the logic there kind of twists that a little bit. It's not perfect, but I'm able to follow it. And that's really what matters most, is you need to be able to follow the diet. And then what the diet looks like is where the magic happens. Ain't nothing gonna make you more consistent than IBS and coffee. Buddy walk. Little guy. Yes, I have a rope, a 10-foot rope, because I'm talking to another owner of a couple of red-bone coonhounds, because we're struggling with the reactivity of Buddy. He does not like other dogs. Buddy, sit. Oh boy. Yep. We struggle with his reactivity to other dogs. He just goes crazy. And part of that issue is his prey drive is a little too active. And the other owners to the red bones that we've been talking to said they really need to sniff. And a regular backyard is not good enough for a red bone to just sniff and go crazy and burn their brain out sniffing. So he suggested find a wooded area and put a long lead on them and just let them go. And they're gonna get so in tune, and it's the way that you give a hound a job, because hounds are working class dogs. So the job that we're going to be giving him is to sniff and hunt in woods. And he's going to learn that when he's not in woods, shouldn't hunt. So taking a walk to a hiking trail, and going to see if I can't burn his brain out with a little bit of sniffing, because we got this long lead that I've used before, but only so that he could be with me while I was doing some, like, not construct, it's when I was building the bed in my car. So it's also going to be entirely wooded. This is going to be good to get the steps in for today. And I'm really hoping this is a good experience for Bud. Problem is I don't know where this hiking trail goes, and I don't want to get lost. So I'm going to tune back into my audiobook, The House Witch 3. Not my usual genre, but it's still pretty good. I got his line hooked up to his leash and then hooked up to his prong, and he doesn't quite know what to do about it yet, but we've got nice wide hiking trail that we can follow, and he can sniff to his heart's content, and that's really all that I want. Look at this. I have no idea where I am. Buddy is having a great time. That's really all that matters. Look at this guy. I am cramping, though. My buddy, how? Bud, you got yourself tangled on a 10-foot leash. You know better. I have no idea where I am. But I'm gonna head back, get some water, hydrate, because we got some heavy squats today. Let's play a game called Find the Buddy. I still got him on the line though. And I don't know how this is gonna go for him. I don't even know if there's poison ivy in there. Best of luck to everyone involved at this point, especially me. All right, meal 2 of the day. We've got 245 grams of chicken, 400 grams of rice, some Himalayan pink salt, and honey mustard to tie everything together. I hate this meal. We are at long last on our way to the gym. So let me go over the day today. So I woke up and we had to go pick up my roommate's car from the mechanic. Oh, gee lookers. Okay, now that it's not yelling at me to put my seatbelt on, and you guys won't yell at me to put my seatbelt on, well, let's continue. So picked up my roommate's car from the mechanic. There was nothing. They could not find anything wrong with it. I don't know how they didn't find anything wrong with it. They just didn't. And then I took Buddy on that interesting hike thing that I showed you guys, which was super cool. Buddy enjoyed it lots and lots, and he basically melted as a dog once he got home and refused to do anything, like a good boy should after a nice long walk. And then I ate and decided, hey, we're going to look at cars for my roommate. And so we went to our second auto dealer in 2 days. My mom actually used to work at the one that we went to today. And so we went through the lot. No one came out. It was 100 degrees outside. No one came out to help us. So we found the cars that we wanted to look at, test drive, whatnot. Brought it in, and they're like, okay. Test drove 2 cars, 2 different priced cars, and I was like, okay. And I was hoping to get like somewhere between 5 and 10 grand for the roommate's car, and that is absolutely not what came back. Yesterday, the auto dealer was like, we might give you 2 grand for it, but no, we're only gonna give you 1. We're gonna sell it for 6 if we fix it, because it's gonna take like 4 grand to fix it, and we're not gonna put that much effort into something, a 10-year-old car with 100,000 miles on it. Chevy, never get a Chevy. They are not good. So we go to the dealership, and we test drive a couple cars, and we find a couple cars, and the amount that we got for the roommate's car was
they came back and they're like, we could give you $1,000. Kelly Blue Book maxes it out at $2,000, so we'll give you $1,000. And I was like, why not just give us the $2,000? They're like, because we don't want to. So, I had to be present to be a co-signer because my credit very good, 750. Their credit not so good because of mistakes in younger 20s. We start looking at numbers for the cheaper car, and then we're like, oh, this is like barely outside of the price range we were looking at. And then I busted out my phone, started doing calculations and doing stuff, and I'm like, so if we get this at this and this, and the guy was like, what? I'm like, yeah, I have a degree in math. So shut up for a second while I explain to you how numbers work. And I completely frazzled the salesperson and ended up getting $1,750 for the car, and got the monthly payment down to what my roommate was higher than she wanted, but comfortable with. And somehow it's less than our not terrible, but like really good rent, because we rent from my parents and they give us a good rate to live in their basement. Less than that. So I'm like, I don't know, you should be able to afford more than this. How is someone with a full-time job less financially stable than someone who is unemployed? Doesn't make sense to me. Anyways, and then I came home, immediately ate my 220 grams of Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops suck. They're basically just colored Cheerios at this point. Not what used to be. They used to be super cool when I was a kid. They're not anymore. A little disappointed in Fruit Loops. And then I had my protein shake, and at 8 p.m., it just ticked over to 8 p.m. See, 8 p.m. We are on our way to the gym. Need to pick up a Gatorade from the convenience store in the same parking lot as the gym, because we need intraset carbs, or intra-training carbs. I'm not going to excuse myself for that. You should excuse me for that, because I am me. That just sounded way too conceited. What we got today? We've got 2x5 665 squat with the knee sleeves on, and then we drop down to 605 for a 1x5 drop set. Cool. And then we've got our generic contralateral split squats and weighted sit-ups, and that's what we got going on today. Hopefully there are people there who can center me, since I pushed back my training day to on Mondays. I moved my entire week just so I can have people center me. I usually go first thing, or like second thing in the morning after my buddy walk to the gym. I like to get to the gym at around 10:30, maybe 11:30 or 12. Hasn't happened in a while, but it's how the cookie crumbles. But the gym is packed at 7. That's when everyone is like, this is the night training crew. And I'm like, cool. If I don't want to people, I know when to go. But yeah, we're here at 8. Hopefully there's still people here that are able and willing to center me on the bar, because that's my coach's biggest gripe with my squat. I'm not centered frequently enough, and I need to be centered more. Ooh, parking spot. But it's where we're at. That is where we are at. And we just pulled into the gym. So I'll meet you guys in there with our pre-training fatigue work, warm-up work. I'll see you there. Hey, take my gooch and call me handsome. We had a squat day today, boys. So we worked up to 665, and we did a 2x5 right there, right? My previous best for sets of 5, boys, I don't actually know. So it's probably something. I honestly think the heaviest I've ever done for at least 5 was the 575 that I did last week. Oh, which means we got some good improvement going on. We've got some good strength gains going on. But we approached our warm-ups a little differently today. Let me see if I can't get this analysis in before my phone dies, because I'm at 8%. No, I wasn't watching porn in between sets. It's just been a long day. So I approached warm-ups a little differently, as I've been approaching warm-ups a little differently going forward. Normally, I just do bar, plate, 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 plate. And I'll start off bar for 10, plate for 8, 2 plate for 6. And since we're doing 5s, 3 plate for 5, 4 plate for 5, 5 plate for 5, 6 plate for 5. And then we're warmed up. I did not do that today. I've been taking a page out of, I've been talking with the 2300 boys, Shane Haller, Craig Foster, Justin Zottel, and Fernando Arias. And Fernando takes a little bit of a weird approach to his warm-ups for deadlifts. And he basically does, I think it's like 2 red, 4 red, 6 red. And then he does his working sets or something like that. Something atrocious. And I've seen Jesus Oliveras mention that his warm-up's a little weird too, taking like 3 warm-ups to warm up for like 800. And Dan Bell at Ghost Clash 1, he took 3 reds, 6 reds, and then he was done warming up for squats. And he took 1,003 as his first attempt. I don't feel like I could do that at this point, but we did bar, 2 plates, 4 plates, 5.5 plates, just to make that last jump a little smaller, and then we had 6.5 and a 10. So we basically only had a little bit over a plate up on that last warm-up. So first set felt good. First rep, real good. The walkout felt good. The weight felt good on my back, didn't feel heavy at all. And second rep, I got on my toes, not good. Third rep, real good. My lips were feeling swollen and my face went numb. That's just what happens when you've got a lot of blood pressure. You're popping a lot of blood vessels in your face. Fourth rep, real good. Fifth rep, I farted. It happens. And everyone in the gym said, oh, that's the max effort trumpet sounding off. And that was in my head for the second set. Second set, we were a little more confident under the bar because we knew that it was a PR and we've already done it once. We can do it again. I took, I don't remember how much rest I took, but we stayed in the pocket, the zone, the slack line was taut the entire time. So we had good first rep, second rep, third rep, fourth rep, fifth rep, all good. Especially that fifth rep, it was really good. Like the set 1, it kind of slowed down as we went forward, and that was just the blood pressure getting to me a little bit. But we adapted. I don't know what I did to adapt. My body must have just been like, oh yeah, we're doing heavy stuff. Let's just be okay with it, and we were okay with it, and we kind of proceeded forward with that. And then second set, it felt way better. So I guess we warmed up a little more with that, and it was cool. Then we did a back down set of 605. I guess coach didn't think 3x5 at 665 would have been good, or he just knew what type of fatigue accumulation, intraset fatigue accumulation was going to go on there. But he that back down felt really good, felt really solid, felt really light. And we were in the zone the entire time. It was a really good set, nice and light. And I got centered by one of the gym owners. Oh, my phone's at 5%. The Emmys orchestra is playing. I had both the gym owners spotting me at some point, and it was really cool. It was, to be included in something for once. And then contralateral split squats coach had me grab a little, we have a Bella bar, 15-pound bar for, I don't want to say it's for women, but CrossFit gyms use it for women. We mostly use it for children, because some gym goers like to have their kids learn to lift, and a 15-pound bar with, maybe 15-pound bumper plates is a good starting point for a lot of kids who are like 10, 12, something in that ballpark. It's a good starting point. And a lot of people who are not confident in their strength levels, it's a good starting point, and then they end up squatting like 300 3 months later, and we tell them, we told you so. But we use that to brace the leading leg, and I feel like I got a little bit better, a little more consistent with the depth, or the just the movement on the contralateral split squats. We got that 8-pound dumbbell in the contralateral position, kind of doing an unbalanced loading method to kind of work the stabilizers a little bit better. And then did weighted sit-ups, sets of 10, not 10. It was programmed sets of 10 to 15. And mama didn't raise no bitch, so we always did sets of 15. So pretty good training day, pretty good pump. Not really good pump. We didn't really see any vascularity popping up, so it wasn't that good of a pump. It was and we kind of just looked fat, because we are, and we're bulking. So I mean, that's just how the cookie crumbles. Another 12 months and it'll look completely different. I do not look like my driver's license anymore. But anyways, pulling in home, phone's about to die. I'm gonna plug my phone in and get started on dinner, and I'll see you guys with that.
So it's 11:30 at night, and the only beef that we have readily available, that we don't have to do a lot to cook, because I have a 10-pound meat log in the fridge that I was supposed to cook today, but buying a car kind of takes longer than expected. The only beef that I had available to me was sketchy beef, and I'm supposed to have 400 grams of rice, 220 grams of beef, 70 grams of guacamole, along with 2 bagels with 50 grams of, what's the English word for it? Jelly? I was thinking confiture, which is French. Confecture. So we have made an adjustment. We are doing like a if it fits your macros kind of deal to get. We're hitting our protein goal and our carb goal for the day, but we're going to be lacking on our fats. When you're behind and you're kind of struggling to get by, you got to make a sacrifice somewhere, and we're sacrificing our fats. Which I mean, I could just eat a bunch of cheese. 70 grams of cheese wouldn't be too bad. I think I'm going to add 70 grams of cheese. The problem is I don't know saturated versus unsaturated fats and healthy fats and unhealthy fats. I don't know if they'd be. I'll add 35 grams of cheese. But we've got 800 calories worth of carbs with 90 grams of 90 times 4 would be like 400. So we've got like a grand worth of carbs here, and then we've got 80 grams of protein here. So that's the adjustment we've made. We've made our dues. Now we gotta sit in it, and sit in it we will.